Alrighty, hello everyone. Welcome to another PCC battle analysis video, and in fact this is going to be the last one that we do for the PCC games, seeing that this is round 17. So yeah, this is the last one we have to do. It's the final round, and it was against Mr. Royalkin. Unfortunate for a couple of reasons. One being, I really wanted to battle Royal in this tournament, because on the surface, looking at everybody's teams and what they had, his was one of the ones that I was actually really fearful of, because if you know our draft and who we had, water does a lot to our team. It completely neuters our Ursaluna and our Skeledirge, and with it being you have to bring 5, I have to choose between one of those two that comes and may or may not really do anything depending on how the battle kind of transpires. But I want to say the main reason why Royal dropped is that I don't think he was really feeling the PCC games this time around. I'm not entirely sure. I don't want to speak entirely for him. You know, he had his reasons and why he dropped out. It's one of those things that in a league like this, you're going to really see the scale of battling. You're going to have your people who are maybe hyper competitive be somewhere towards the top, and maybe not so competitive but a lot more casual somewhere towards the bottom. So to come into a league like this with so many people, like even for me, and I'll go more in depth on this when we get towards the end of the video, like I couldn't pinpoint where I was going to be because the only people I really battled were the ones we did the Eon battles against on the channel earlier this year. So I couldn't really place myself where I had my own goals, my own expectations. And like I said, with Royal, definitely being in a fair amount of his streams and things like that, I really did want to get the chance to scrap. And maybe we will scrap somewhere down the road. We don't know just yet. But we didn't get to battle him here. So Royal got the typings of rock and water. And what's funny about this is that he pretty much said, fuck the rock typing, and decided to go with just water. I think for a couple of reasons. One main reason being that when they did the PCC games last year, which wasn't the PCC games, it was named something different, but it was same sort of format style, or similar format style. He got rock in that one as well, and he didn't want to use rock types again. Now, you know what? Fair enough. So he pretty much went with an all-water team, which was Pelipper, Kingdra, Swampert, Greninja, Primarina, and Toxapex. Actually a really, really strong lineup. Like I said, this combination, this team was very, very scary to me because of the fact that, like I mentioned earlier, water is going to swamp our Ursaluna and our Skeledirge, but then you have them on like Greninja, got Protean, and can be whatever type he needed to be to kill the stuff on my team. So that was the one thing, or one of the mons I was really scared of going into this. And I guess right now we will kind of dive into what I think Royal would have brought and what my strategy would have been. So I think, you know, 10 times out of 10, he's going to bring Pelipper. Even if Pelipper is going into a battle against electric types, I think the fact that he's there for rain. That's the main thing. Pelipper doesn't have the greatest stat line in the world, but when Gen 7 rolled 1, I think it was 7. I don't think it was 6. And before 6-7 joke drops, and if you did make that joke, I'm watching you. But Pelipper like I said, doesn't have the crazy stat line, but he was granted the buff of getting Drizzle, which actually really helps him out with him being a water flying type. Sure, it hurts him in the sense that if somebody is carrying Thunder, he's getting zapped. But him landing Hydro Pumps and Hurricanes help out a ton. And then the fact that, you know, Rain, the weather effect, give him a Damp Rock, set up and have your team really be good. Pelipper would have been always been an option to me to bring to a fight like this. I also thought, you know, if you're bringing Rain, you want something that's going to take advantage when it comes to speed. So Kingdra, me, was going to be there. So you don't have to Scarf it. You could Choice Band it, Choice Specs it, really. If the Rain is up, because you're already doubling its speed, then you give it a buff in its attack or special attack, which, I mean, you could run it either way. Kingdra is one of those mons that its typing really carries it, and that its stat line isn't really anything to be, like, proud of. Like, it's not really excelling at anything. Kind of like Golduck in a way, in that he's got a decent stat total. He just doesn't excel in anything, which, I mean, guess gives flexibility, sure, but, you know, it be what it be. Swampert, I feel like was coming because of the one weakness. I mean, Swampert being water ground, he's a starter, so he's got that 525, 530, 535 base stat total. Somewhere around there. He's always going to be a great option, and especially with terrestrialization being a thing in this game, you take those mons that have quad weaknesses and you find a way to even counter those quad weaknesses. So Swampert for sure, I felt it was going to show up. Greninja, 100% was coming. Flexibility, like, he is unbelievably good. It's kind of like when I was doing this with Relic and saying that, you know, Scarlet's got the flexibility because Protean. Same thing with Greninja. Water Dark, which that hurts if you really think about it. 4 mons on my team, because we had a mix. We had 3 Ghosts. And then the ground type with the Ursaluna. So Water Dark was going to be a sensational combination, and Greninja's got such a high speed stat that Dragapult's probably the only thing that would have outsped him, and even then would be very scared of that. And then Primarina, because of the fairy type, it's a great counter to Dragapult. To me, there would be no reason to bring Toxapex. I mean, hazards, sure. Poisoning things, sure, but I feel like those first 5 are going to be always your better option, especially against my team. So for me, pretty much, I mean, I feel like it's simple enough to just say everybody would be coming except Skeletor. And I could just leave it at that. Because Skeledirge, outside of the fact that we probably would have kept this Terra type Fairy, and that would be a great counter for Kingdra and even Greninja if he decides to stay Dark type, doesn't really offer me a whole lot outside of maybe like Will-O-Wisp. And that's it. And if the Rain is set up, I don't think Skeledirge is taking any hit whatsoever. So the strategy would just be keeping what I have. I don't think it wouldn't make sense to Choice Scarf Dragapult to try to outspeed Kingdra. I think I would just be better off running the Focus Sash set, maybe getting a D-Dance up, and then trying to just Dragon Darts to get rid of Kingdra. I think putting Terra Grass would probably be the best thing to not only make sure that I'm not weak to both Fairy or the Dragon type, but to kill Swampert at 1 hit. Very good chance the Swampert will probably run Rindo Berry. That's not uncommon. But we make sure we kill Kingdra in case Sash, because I know some people Sash Kingdra. I've seen it before. Primarina, if we get 1 D-Dance up, Primarina's bulky all around, but I think it's got more special bulk than physical bulk. So a stab Tera Blast coming from a Dragapult should do, I would say, a decent amount of damage if it does not kill. Not really much more to it than that. I mean, Porygon 2 would be coming. It's got the bulk. It's got the ability to trace other abilities. So if I were to go in on Kingdra and trace Swift Swim and I discharge, then I get a good chance to paralyze, not paralysis, but to paralyze, then try to take advantage of everything from there. Ditto's got the flex of turning into whatever I needed to turn into. So if Kingdra is mega set up, basically sweeping, I can go in with Ditto, turn into it, worse Scarlet, so we'll be faster, and then we just pop things, probably until Primarine comes in. But if Primarine is dead, then we don't have to worry about that. Ursaluna, again, it was between Skeledirge and Ursaluna, and I feel like Ursaluna with AV will take a hit and maybe dish out a strong hit back. I really don't see Ursaluna doing a whole lot in a matchup like this. Kind of the same way how I was feeling with Skeledirge. Don't really see him doing a whole lot there. Basculegion, if I'm not sashing Dragapult, this thing will be sashed. We already know the set. You agility to make sure you double your speed, and then you just last respects everything. Yeah, I mean, don't fix what isn't broke, basically, is what we're saying with that. So that's the analysis part of things. So we do end up kind of like the first two analysis videos. We get the win by default, which puts us at a record of 15-2 for the tournament, and that's it. I believe we either finish second or third overall in the tournament. I don't entirely know. I don't have the leaderboards in front of me right now, but I know that there were very few people that only lost a couple of games. I know Navy was the only person who lost once, but I know I lost twice. I don't know how many times Super Bench has lost. I know it was at least 2, but I think he lost more than I did. So I probably finished second, but I don't entirely remember because this was many months ago. But we finished with a record of 15-2, which actually is incredible considering I was not sure where I was going to fall in this tournament. Here we go. We're talking about it again. I didn't know where we were going to fall in this tournament with all these people. The fact that we won 10 games was good. The fact that we battled some of the people in the tournament who were good or like a little bit more competitive, and we won was good. It was a lot of fun, is basically what I'm saying with this. So thank you again to Mr. Kainsey Wes for the invitation, and thank you to everybody who I got the chance to battle, who I got the chance to watch battle, interact with. Really was, it's gonna sound corny, but it really was a dream come true. I believe I said this in the first battle video against Lockhead Nerd, which, hey, you guys should check out that playlist if you want to support all the battles that happened in this tournament. But I believe it was in the beginning of that video where I was like, I've been wanting to do something like this for a decade, since watching it on Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, watching people do Draft League battles. I wanted to do something like this, and the fact that it happened, we made it happen, we battled so many people, and we did well, means that if something like this happens again, I would love the opportunity to come back and do it again, because sincerely, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. This was probably my favorite thing that we've recorded, definitely all year, and maybe, just maybe, all time. It really was incredible and a lot of fun. And again, thank you to everyone I got to battle against. We will have another video going over the PCC, but it's going to be a very long one. Just kind of going over some like highlights, statistics, why we drafted who we drafted. So it's kind of like a season recap of sorts. So I think that's what's going to happen. I don't know when that video is going to be out just yet. because it's going to be something that's really heavily edited. So I want to make sure that it is to the quality that I would like it to be. So there is no definitive date for that. I guarantee you it won't be out before ZA. It might be a little bit. But if you guys enjoyed this video, enjoyed this analysis breakdown, make sure you show your support by clicking that like button down below. It would be greatly appreciated. Make sure you're subscribed to not only me, but also to Royal, because that man works hard. I know he has a family. I know he is streaming, and that's an incredible balance. A balance I'm a little bit envious of, but like a balance that like I think gets overlooked nowadays. Like that's not something easy to balance, having children and do content creation. It's really, really not. So make sure you're not only subscribed to me, but make sure you're subscribed to him. His links and everything will be down in the description below. Make sure you check out the playlist, like I said, for the PCC. If you want to catch up on any battles you may have missed, there's an entire playlist that will play at the end of the video that you guys will get the chance to watch if you want to catch up with any of those. There's some really, really good battles in there. Some of my favorite of all time. I seem like I'm glazing over this stuff, but like it's the truth. And I really do mean it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll see you guys for our next video. Peace out.